Hello friends, welcome to the series of lectures on digital marketing and e-commerce, and I am Dr. Sujata Vishwakarma, Assistant Professor with Department of Management, School of Management Sciences, Lucknow. In today's session, we are going to talk about using marketing analytics tools to STP. So, over here you might ask me that what is STP? STP is something which you know it very well. It is basically segmentation, targeting and positioning, and something which you have already studied and know about in marketing, that this is one of the very important methods for any marketer to understand that how they should segment, target and position their customers. So, let us get started with understanding of the newer concepts of STP through the marketing analytical tools, and let us understand that how digital the concept of STP has got redefined in the digital marketing platform context. So, let me first give you a quick relook into what STP is. Since you all have already studied and know that segmentation, targeting and positioning is one of the very important marketing tasks, where segmentation is a process in which the company tries to divide the audience, the potential customers and the existing customers on the various categories or through various methods, and these various methods are popularly the four methods, that means the demographic segmentation, the behavioral segmentation, the psychographic segmentation and the geographic segmentation. So, the basic purpose of segmentation is to divide the category, to divide the people into different categories on the basis of, let us say in case of demographic, it could be age, gender, education background or so. So, when we divide the audience into different segments, different categories on the basis of these four methods that I described just now, we are able to identify the common characteristics between these people, and then obviously understanding these common characteristics will help the marketer understand that what is the kind of common preference or common behavior, and accordingly what kind of product or services would be more preferred by this particular segment. For example, let us take a simple example that in the city of Lucknow, if I want to launch a apparel store, then obviously I need to understand that how where the affluent people of Lucknow resides, so that whatever kind of product, even if a premium kind of apparel is being launched by me or offered by me, who are the people who can buy it. So, probably the first segmentation that I can do is geographic, that means I can try to identify that in which particular part, what are the different kind of localities which are then there in Lucknow, and then I can do it that which is most in my vicinity, and then I can do a demographic segmentation, that means on the basis of income earning capacity. I can try to find out that which is the particular most where do the most affluent people live in Lucknow, and then I can launch a store over there. And then after that I can again do a further demographic segmentation, that I can define that this the apparels that I want to offer is for, let us say, females or for males or for unisex gender or whatever. So, this is the beauty of segmentation, that means by categorizing it becomes more and more clear and evident that how how the characteristics of that particular segment will be similar, and how it will be more easily understandable for a marketer. Then the second step is targeting. Targeting is basically trying to identify that which particular segment I as a marketer should cater to. And basically as we know that obviously the any organization has certain limitations in terms of the time, money and everything. So, they should try to identify a target market which to whom they can reach most effectively, and to whom offering their product can be of value. So, identifying that what kind of what is the market that they want to target is something very important, and they can I mean, in the traditional marketing concept we have already studied about lot of targeting methods in case like the mass targeting methods or the specialized targeting methods or the niche targeting methods, the differentiated marketing methods that we have talked about, the product specialization, the market specialization targeting methods and so. So, these are the various methods through which I can target, and then lies the third very important step, which is positioning. And positioning basically means trying to create a position in the mind of the customers. That means when we are thinking of launching a store, product or service, we need to design it and we need to communicate about the product, store or service to the customer in such a manner that not only he recalls it every time, but then he is able to identify that particular product in the unique in terms of the unique features that the product possesses. So, that is positioning. That means differentiating yourself from others and creating a share of mind for the particular product. So, this is the classical concept of STP. Now, moving further ahead, let us understand that how the segmentation STP, I mean STP, and to be very specific, how segmentation is different in case of digital marketing. So, in digital marketing, no, I mean no two customers are exactly same, because the way I use digital platform would be very different from what any other female of my age group, my similar background may be doing. For example, if I am a person who is very much on social media, there can be another female or maybe of similar age who would not be using social media at all. So, the preferences, the usage pattern of two people can be very different in case of digital platform. But overall, if you see, obviously I mean, in case of classical segmentation, this was not so. That means for example, in case of the traditional approach, I and any other female of my age or similar background or similar income capacity would be treated as or similar professional background also would be treated as having a similar likeness and similar preferences, because both of us would be requiring similar kind of apparels, both of us would be visiting to similar will be spending in a similar manner and so. So, the key the key difference over here is the difference of the usage pattern, the behavior, the way that we all are using. And so, in digital marketing concept, no two customers can be treated similarly, and this leads to generation of the concept of personalization, because in digital marketing we cannot I mean communicate or give messages in a uniform manner to us to one particular segment. We need to personalize. So, that creates a lot of difference. So, let us have a look on how digital marketing is redefining the customer segment, and how the traditional methods which were used in segmentation, how they have got changed now with digital marketing. So, the first approach of the classical segmentation process is I mean the four methods which are very much used in the classical method of segmentation are obviously geographic, demographic, behavioral and psychographic, and the differences that are there in digital marketing context is, in case of geographical segmentation, the parameters that are used are internet penetration, how much internet penetration has been in which particular region of the country or the world. The usage rate, how do we use it, I mean how the people residing in that particular geographical area use it and for what purposes they use it, whether they use it for I mean let us say reading learning process, or they use it only for entertainment purpose, or they use it only for communication purpose. So, what is that? Then the response to change in technology, whether the people residing in the particular geographical area are very techno savvy or not so techno savvy and are ready to adapt or not ready to adopt the new technologies also. Then the parameters for demographic segmentations are demographic data of online users, what is the age I mean of the people who are visiting on the who are using these I mean digital platforms, who are on Facebook, what is the and on the different social media platforms and so on, or probably what is the gender and such kind of things. So, this also plays an important role. Then we have behavioral segmentation, and in behavioral segmentation we are more concerned about the usage time, how much is the usage time for of the digital media by the segment, by the people, the usage situation when they are using it, they are the audience using the media, the digital media regularly or so, and are they brand loyal to the media. That means whether they are using it repeatedly and regularly or not, and what are the associated factors due to which the usage rate is varying. That means whether the connectivity is good, or whether the cost is high, or whatever it is. So, the various reasons or the various behaviors which are shown by the the potential customers or maybe the audience, and in terms of the digital usage. And then the psychographic segment that we have is based on the choice of media. That means what is the reason that I am preferring Facebook more in comparison to, let us say, Instagram, or vice versa. Then what are the different activities and interest area that and what are the kind of groups or communities that I am following, and what is my buying behavior on the digital on the digital platform. How do I buy, whether I look at the reviews, or I buy it instantly, or whether I buy during sale period or so, and the benefits that I sought from using these internet or the digital devices. So, what is the benefit, what is the reason for me using the digital devices, not only for entertainment and information purpose, but also for the e-commerce purpose. So, these are the various reasons, these are the various parameters which have played an important role in redefining the segmentation, and over here you can understand that these parameters, on the basis of these parameters, the new segment which has been formed by the digital marketers is very different from what it was in the classical segmentation process. Now, moving further ahead, let us have a quick look on how this varies from the classical method of segmentation. There are geographical criteria, behavioral criteria, psychographic criteria, and demographic criteria, and we have already discussed about these various parameters. Now, moving further ahead, we have other kind of segmentation methods as well. The first being the high actual customer segmentation. As you can see from the red dot itself, this shows that these are the people who want to buy and has made a decision to buy, but hasn't decided which brand. That means they are very close to conversion. They have already thought of buying, but are yet to decide that which is the brand, which is the kind of brand that they want to decide, and probably they are finding similar kind of features or benefits from a few brands, few competing brands. And so, over here the role of the marketer is basically to advise and to help them understand the different features that they have. So, customization is something very important for these kind of customers. Then the second category of segment, or the second segment that we have, is the potential customer segmentation, and these are the people who are basically wanting to buy, but do not have sufficient reasons, or are still thinking of whether to buy or not. So, probably for them the marketer's task should be to offer or communicate in such a manner that the product or service becomes something of value to them, and they can even do this by offering them lot of coupons, or sales promotional techniques also can be used. So, again this again varies from one person to another. For one person the available offers could be sufficient for them for one to purchase, but it could be insufficient for the other to purchase. So, again customization plays a lot of role over here, and you need to communicate differently with the different people. And then obviously the third category, as you can see, which is marked by the violet circle, is everyone else, and these are basically the kind of people who are not very much interested into buying a product. So probably putting efforts for this kind of segment does not has a lot of importance. So, basically the marketer should focus on the high actual customer segment and potential customer segment only. Now, moving further ahead towards customer targeting, over here you need to understand that targeting of customers again differs a lot depending on the kind of content or kind of website or kind of platform that they are using. So, we have 5 kinds of customer targeting methods. The first being the behavioral targeting. Over here we in case of behavioral targeting, the practice of segmenting customers based on websites browsing behavior includes things like pages, visits, searches. So, basically the marketer tries to understand that how the particular customer behaves, how many pages does he likes, does he keeps on scrolling to different pages and does not buy, or he buys after scrolling into first 2-3 pages only, or probably he is one who keeps on searching for information, or is he one who gets converted into leads very soon. So, what is the usual pattern of the customer? This is what the the purpose is to be understood by the marketer. Then the second kind of target market that the marketers have is contextual targeting, and this basically involves displaying targeting based on the website's content. That means they are people who are very much interested in knowing what is the content or what is the information shared by the company. So, all those people who are looking for genuine or in lot of information for them similar kind of patterns can be, similar kind of informations can be shared. So, this is contextual targeting where we need to focus on all those people who are visiting our websites for having access to the information that is being shared. Then we have search retargeting, and this is a method when you basically serve the display ads to the users as they browse the websites or the websites based on the keywords. So, basically these for in this case you can understand that the company should basically try to focus on all those customers who have similar keyword searching tendency. For example, all the students right now who have passed up class 10th or maybe who have passed up class 12th would be searching colleges, or maybe would be searching schools. So, all those people, that means my target can be, for me as for a marketer, I can target to all those people who are searching the word school or let us say the word college. So, that is also one of the methods of targeting. Then we have site retargeting method. Site retargeting method is also known as retargeting method, and is basically a method in which the marketers tries to target only those people who have already scroll lot of the pages on their website, who have or maybe who have selected certain products and put them in the cart, but have yet not purchased it. That means they are very close to conversion, but have yet not been able to purchase or take the benefit of the purchase. And so the purpose over here is to help them take decisions. And then we have customer targeting. The fifth customer targeting method is predictive targeting. So, in this targeting method, the marketer basically tries to use lot of machine learning algorithm methods, and where they allow the machines to help them identify those customers who can be a potential target segment for them. And by these basically machine learning algorithms basically tries to observe the visitors behavior and try to find correlation between the visitors behavior and the predictive purchase behavior, and then obviously tries to identify that who all can be your potential customers, and accordingly you target them. So, this is more of a mathematical model where by I mean this is the kind of usage of mathematical models for understanding the understanding that who could be a target market, and then using those mathematical models to in day to day practice. So, there are various now moving ahead to the positioning strategies. In digital marketing, we have a lot of relevance of the positioning strategies, because we have already understood many times that it is very important for the marketer or the company to differentiate themselves on the digital platform, because there are a lot of companies, there are a lot of competition, lot of companies who are coming up on these various digital platforms. Would get lost if they are not increasing their searchability. That means if the companies need to focus that their products and services will be known to the huge audience available to them on the digital platform only if they are able to differentiate themselves. So, over here positioning is very important, and for this the company must adhere to certain principles, certain practices, and the first being establish a point of difference. That means the company needs to understand that they are able to position their product, service, content, whatever they are communicating with a point of difference. That means it is not getting lost by, lost among the huge huge content which is available on the digital platform, and this point of difference can be used by producing or developing a good quality content, very informative, very genuine, very realistic, or maybe very relevant content. So, that is one thing very important. The second thing which is very important is create thought provoking website content. Again, as I said that content is very is I mean content is can be considered as a king in case of digital marketing. So, if the content or is good, then only the product and services will be preferred, because even if a marketer or a company has very good product, but they have not able to communicate the benefits or the values which that particular product or service can provide to the customers, then that particular communication will lead to not increasing the reach, or not leading to will reduce the the visitors visiting the website, and will ultimately the marketing objectives will fail. The third positioning strategy is keywords, using proper keywords at all relevant places that over where the keywords can be used. So, we have already discussed in our previous lectures that what are the different kinds of keywords. So, strategically using the different kind of keyword would play a lot of role in positioning of the the content of the websites. Then sharing valuable content, obviously over here the companies need to understand that they need to follow particular calendar, and regularly they need to share the content, and the content that are shared every time should be very genuine, good, and of relevance to the audience, should be valued by the audience. And so, for this purpose obviously they can encourage even the crowds to share the content. They can tag themselves, they can anchor, they can even link up the various others websites, or maybe others content also for this purpose. So, this is again very important. And last but not the least, knowing your target audience is the most important important concept in case of positioning, because unless and until a marketer knows that what your target audience is, you will not be able to develop or create the content which can be of interest to him or her. So, these are the various kinds of positioning strategies. Now, let us also have a quick look on the emerging online segments in India. There are various kinds of online segments nowadays in India, and accordingly the marketers are using different kinds of business models, different kind of methods to basically satisfy or offer the products and services to these segments. So, the first one that we have is the first time user, and the first time user are basically those people who are very who have lot of aspirational value and are have very significant input and have got influence from the influencers, and are have now taken the decision that that they guess they are ready to purchase. So, they are the first time users and have need a lot of care and a lot of trust and comfort needs to be provided to them, so that they become loyal customers in future. Then we have bottom of pyramid segment also, as we know that India is one country is where there are lot of people who are still in the bottom of the pyramid segment because of the lower income that they have, and but still they have lot of purchasing power also, and they are ready to be influenced by people and they are ready to purchase also. But then the marketing tactics that has to be adopted by companies for offering products to this particular segment is very different from other users. Then we have time starved segment, that means these are people who have really less or who are have a very busy life schedule and do have very less time, and so they basically need all kind of products to be offered to them on one single platform, so that they can make fast and quick decisions. Then we have emerging affluents. These are the can be considered as the middle income group or the mid income category, and which is very large in India obviously, and they are the people who are trying to balance up their income and also the comfort that they want in their lives. So, they are the people who are ready to ready to try new things also. And then we have value conscious people. These are typically less brand conscious people. They want more benefits and they are not very brand conscious. They like to purchase in bulks and actively look for deals and demonstrate high quality of promotions and sensitivity. So, again the kind of marketing task that has to be adopted for them is different. Then we have online consumers also, who are nowadays post COVID era also. If you see about online consumers, the number of online consumers are increasing drastically. So, these are basically people who are not who cannot be characterized by any religion, culture or age or so, but these are the people who are now very techno savvy and they want to purchase because they feel that the online purchasing or online shopping is very convenient to them, and so they are ready to purchase everything online. And then we have the last category of segment, which is the urban segment, which is intermix of urban and rural segment, because nowadays all the urban cities are expanding and in the outskirts of all the urban cities there are a lot of people who are residing who cannot be actually said urban, who but is and do not fall under the rural areas also, but these are called urban consumers, who are characterized by high brand conscious, because they want to be represented and look similar to the urban society and have strong, but still have strong local taste and preferences also. So, these are the various kinds of segments which are nowadays emerging, and accordingly the marketed task has also to be very customized and different for all these segments. So, with this I finish up my session over here. I hope this particular session would have gave you a good insight about the newer concepts of STP with the digital marketing, and for detailed understanding you can go to these references. So, with this, thank you.